Mr. Cline, we're going to start with you. Is that okay?
That's great. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate you holding this hearing. I want to thank our witnesses for being here. This is very difficult, and you are helping us to craft policies that will hopefully help victims, because ultimately that's what we have to keep in the forefront of our minds, are the victims. We can get lost in the numbers a lot of times, but what we have to do is remember that each crime has a victim, and each victim has to be remembered, and have us to stand up for them. To the city of Charlotte, you have a problem. You have a problem here. You have a criminal justice system that is broken. And I'm not just picking on Charlotte, because we've been in Philadelphia in a field hearing. We've been in New York City. Any other large city across this country is going to have a similar problem. I'm from the Commonwealth of Virginia, just to the north. And you could go to Richmond. You could go to Norfolk. You could go to Fairfax. You're going to see similar problems. And they all have a broken justice system. You have to have three parts of your system working together in order for there to be accountability. You have to have law enforcement who do fantastic jobs arresting and charging. You have to have prosecutors who do amazing jobs. I was a line prosecutor at the county level right out of law school, who by and large do amazing jobs trying to prosecute these cases. And you have to have judges who are willing to convict and sentence these criminals. And without all three working together aggressively, you are going to have a broken criminal justice system. So serving as a local prosecutor, like many on this committee right now, we've gone in for bonds hearings in the morning and had these criminals come in. You look at three factors. You look at their criminal history. You look at whether they're going to be a danger to the community if they are given a bond. And you look at whether they're going to abscond and flee. If any of those are a possibility, you argue against bond. And if a judge thinks that any of those are a likelihood, you deny bond and you hold them. We also had 287G agreements, where if this offender was an illegal immigrant, they were held until their case was finished, and then ICE could pick them up. We need, as federal officials, to put in place mandatory 287G agreements so that every jail has to hold on to these illegal aliens until they can be picked up by ICE and deported. But we've got a broken system because not all of these parts are functioning together. In Virginia, we had laws on the books that were presumptions against bond. So if you came in and you were charged with a certain offense, it was presumed you didn't get a bond. And it was up to the defense attorney to actually argue to overcome that presumption and get you a bond. So more offenders were kept in jail pending their trial, and after conviction were held for sentencing, and then were sentenced aggressively. But then we had a legislature that flipped. And we had a Democrat legislature and a Democrat governor get rid of the presumptions, reinstate parole. We had the lowest recidivism rate in the country in Virginia, and that's gone. And now we have cities, we have counties, like in Fairfax, where we have a prosecutor, Soros-backed prosecutor, who's actually treating illegal immigrants better than Americans, defendants. So we have a problem right in our own Commonwealth. But yes, there are solutions that have to happen on the local level. Yes, there are solutions that have to happen on the state level. At the federal level, I believe about 50 of the local prosecutors here in Charlotte are federally funded. Well, let me say this. As a member of the Appropriations Committee, we need to start tying the money for these prosecutors to the laws that are on your books and making sure that you actually impose some accountability here in Charlotte, to make sure that you have the policies in place to make sure that justice is done, and that these policies are not ignored by the judges, ignored by the prosecutors, but are actually taken seriously. So as an appropriator, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to take your stories back to Washington. And I'm going to fight for the victims that suffered so tragically as a result of these crimes. But I want to thank you all for your time, and I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Cline. Ms. Ross, the gentlelady from North Carolina.
Thank you, Chair Van Drew.